Hi, my name is Sherry. That's me right there. I'm the creator of Naturalife soap, body products, resin crafts, and gift baskets. Welcome to my channel, and if this isn't your first video, then welcome back. Hopefully, you'll look around and be inspired to drop a comment, like, or even subscribe. If you do, thank you in advance. I appreciate it. And now it's time to get into today's project. So if you wound up coming to check out this video, or even if you got here by accident, I am glad you're here. Today I am making a resin tray. It's a vanity tray for a friend. And right now I'm actually outlining the walls of the mold in this Black Oyster mica by Mad Mica. It's kind of a precursor to gilding at the end, because when you pour the resin into the mold, whatever mica is on the walls of the mold will be picked up by the resin. And I'm just cleaning up any loose mica with some baby wipes. While I'm doing this, my resin has been sitting off to the side, resting so the air bubbles can be worked out. Now I'm going to start putting some color in. This little small section here is actually colored in neutral gray by Nurture Soap Supply. I'm also going to be using some white acrylic paint. And then the only other color I'm using really isn't a color so much. It's just a sparkle mica that's going to give the white paint a little bit of glitter. And here I am putting that in. It doesn't take much. If you overdo it, it'll be too glittery. And this one, again, is called Sparkle Plenty, and it's by Mad Mica also. Now it's time to start getting these colors in the mold. I'm going to start off with clear. I'm adding my white, and then I'm going to be adding about half of that gray that I've made. So you can tell it's a very, very little gray that's going to be in there. It's mostly going to be clear and white. And now it's time to break out the trusty heat gun and start getting the resin into all of the corners. This is only going to be the first layer. And then on top of this, I'm going to be putting a flood layer, but the flood layer is completely clear. I'm going to apologize ahead of time because I forgot to record the actual flood layer. I did catch the video while I was designing the flood layer, and you'll see what I'm talking about in just a little bit. But for right now, making sure that the entire bottom of the mold is covered. So since it's pretty warm today, the resin is actually setting up pretty quickly. So I'm just using a popsicle stick to help move that resin around and get it designed before it gets too hard to create a pattern. And I'm not really going so much for a pattern as I am more for a marble effect. So now that the resin is pretty much where I want it, I'm going to start adding some crystals. I just ordered these off of Amazon, and they come in multiple sizes. I think they even come in a couple of different colors, but these are going to be clear. I'm only going to be adding them to two corners, opposite corners. So for me, it's my top right, lower left. And then I have to make sure I don't run into the space where my handles are going to sit. So just strategically trying to place them so that they'll be in opposite corners. And now for the handles. I actually had measured on the mold ahead of time and put these teeny tiny little dots where the handle should sit. I've seen people do videos on how to mark the mold using like a pattern. You can mark the mold and show you where to drill. If you're not going to drill and you're going to let the resin hold them in place, I'd still recommend though putting some marks on there so they're even when you're all done. And now I'm adding just a little bit of that sparkle mica, just kind of outlining the crystals that I put in. No real pattern to this. As soon as it hits the resin, it'll soak in. So you can just put it anywhere. If some lands on the rocks, I use the heat gun to blow off any extra. That extra winds up on the resin and just adds to the design. And the last additive before the flood layer is 4 drops of alcohol ink. I'm using black. I just want that black to accent the dark gray pattern. As you can see, I'm putting in a little bit of the gray with a popsicle stick, kind of creating a marble effect. This is the flood layer that I forgot to record. Again, I'm sorry. It was just clear, and I just took a little bit of gray I held aside and wiggled that around with that popsicle stick. And now I'm just, again, using the heat gun to disperse that gray in the top layer. So just some final touches using the heat gun to manipulate the colors, and this will be done. All right, so it's been a day and a half, and this one is solid enough to take out of the mold. I usually demold it and check it to make sure it's okay, but then I actually put it back in the mold and let it sit for a few days just to make sure that it stays level. And here we go. So you can see how dark the edges are. That is from the mica that I was using in the beginning. A lot of people finish up a tray like this with a gilding pen, and I do use them sometimes, but other times I use just the mica because the resin completely picks that mica up, and you don't ever have to worry about it scuffing. So it's really just a matter of choice. And here is the final tray, those crystals up close and the handles. It's on a black background right now, so you could see from the last, when I was taking it out of the mold, you could see my hands through it. So it's really kind of clear. It just happens to have a black background right now, so you can really see those colors and how they came together and the crystals. And all together, I think I'm really happy with it. This is my vanity tray. It's going to be for a really good friend named Debbie. I love her dearly, and I hope she enjoys it as much as I enjoyed making it. Thanks for checking out my video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, that's okay too. Leave me a comment down below, and hopefully I will see you on another video. Take care. Have a great day.